round 2 of Rare Game Month has me looking at something that's a bit more recent, Deadpool, this version being the Xbox 360 release. Off the bat, because I know this is coming, this game isn't rare, I can go to my local store and buy a copy. Good, you know what, good, actually just go and do that, for your own sake. Seriously, if you're at all interested in this game, go and buy it right now. Let me elaborate a little bit. Developed by High Moon Studios and published by Activision in 2013, Deadpool had a very interesting shelf life. It was released a cut-price title, and it was shoved out in a very awkward summer window, and less than 5 months later was pulled from store shelves. Why? Well, its publisher Activision, which at the time had a lot of Marvel licenses, lost those licenses shortly after Disney gained rights to Star Wars and sold off all their related video game rights to various indie franchises, including Marvel, to EA in a big bold deal. It's the same bullshit that saw Capcom lose the rights to continue selling Marvel vs. Capcom 3, Marvel 2, and Marvel Origins, but none of those games really got hit as badly as this one. Deadpool was released on June 25th, 2013. The license pull announcement came in September 2013. The official cutoff date was January the 1st, 2014. Deadpool spent a whopping total of 5.5 months on store shelves before, due to loss of the license, all unsold copies had to be destroyed and all digital storefronts had to delist it. In this time, it sold around 720,000 units, which is by no means terrible, but certainly not very good either. To put in perspective, it had a very brief window in which it was sold in a very mediocre fashion, and is literally completely unavailable as PC. Mark my words, when PS3 and 360 games finally come to the attention of collectors in a few years, this will be one of the titles that gets a high price slapped on it. I will admit, this is a game I immediately went out and bought as soon as I heard about the license being pulled. Knowing that scalpers will pounce on things like this, I took to eBay and got myself a copy. What arrived, I must admit, took me a little by surprise, as I now owned a promotional or review copy of the game. I'm not complaining about this at all, as it's rather neat, and it's fitting that I'm using a review copy for a review video, but it kind of took me off. I was fully expecting a regular copy to arrive. Plus, I'm a fan of the Deadpool character, so I had to go and get this eventually. Owning a promo copy of the discontinued title is kind of neat, and it's neat to me at least. I don't know, I'm weird like that. Anyway, the game itself is a hack and slash style affair, following Deadpool in a game that promises will blow your fucking mind. Pretty typical for the writing associated with the character. Wait, you don't know anything about Deadpool? At all? Oh, well that's fine. The game actually does a really good job at introducing people, like this.
Deadpool, branded as both hero and villain. Deadpool was once a badass mercenary named Wade Wilson. After being recruited into the Weapon X program, Wade was subjected to experiments that gave him awesome regenerative powers and drove him batshit crazy. Today, the merc with a mouth travels the globe in search of fortune and chimichangas.
The option to do this for people unfamiliar with the extended X-Men universe is present for all characters shown, and it's certainly a good move. Sadly, as far as those characters go, this is really about as good as it gets. Several X-Men mainstays, including Wolverine, Psylocke and Rogue, show up for about 10 minutes in the game and do literally nothing. Their presence really is quite unnecessary and comes as pretty pointless. The only two side characters who really have a presence are Death and prior comic crossover buddy Cable. Even the villain Mr. Sinister is reduced to minor appearances, with the game time hogged nearly entirely by Deadpool. In a way, I get it. Deadpool is, by trade, obnoxious, loud, crass, rude, and always butting into conversations he's not welcome in. That said, shut the fuck up once in a while and let someone else have their turn. Jesus fuck, it's like that one child at a birthday party who tries to take the attention away from the birthday boy with their own bullshit. It does have a little wit and is occasionally funny though, but a lot of the time it just comes off as cheap or just plain silly. With all that in mind though, this is supposedly written by Deadpool himself, so in a weird way it's perfect for said spoiled brat screaming for everyone to watch him pin the tail on the donkey while the birthday boy opens his presents, I guess. It doesn't mean it doesn't get on my nerves though. Without getting into spoilers, it's a pretty standard fare. Deadpool goes after a Mark, said Mark is killed by Sinister, Deadpool swears revenge and goes after Sinister with the help of various X-Men in order to help them stop Sinister from taking over the world with an army of cloned X-Men and clones of himself. The majority of the game takes place in former mutant utopia of Genosha, and frequently breaks the fourth wall in typical Deadpool fashion to poke fun at other games, game development itself, and Marvel in general. Again, it's nothing special, but certainly not bad. I kinda like the gameplay itself. As I already mentioned, it's a hack and slash game, mixing various hand-to-hand weapons with firearms and combos. It's like a very poor man's Devil May Cry or an even poorer man's Arkham. It gets the job done, but it does get quite tedious here and there. Plus, the hammer weapon is just straight up overpowered. So much damage. So much damage. While it does feel satisfying to hit things, and each weapon is unique and has different weights, it boils down to using your dominant heavy combos, running away to heal, and then repeating. It lacks the finesse of Devil May Cry or the flow of the Batman Arkham games. What it does have is Deadpool repeating the same quotes over and over, endlessly, for the entirety of the 6 hours the game lasts. Ah, Christ. Look, I don't want to come off as I'm slagging the game off. It's not bad. It's just not, particularly good. Deadpool fans will have moments of enjoyment and fun, and there are challenge modes akin to Arkham. I keep mentioning Arkham, I'm sorry. It's short, but fun. Pick it up if you have interest in the character, or if you want to get it now before the price eventually skyrockets. You really could do a lot worse than play or buy this game, but just don't go in expecting too much, okay?